Hello students, welcome to our online lecture. So let us start our new poem 2.1 Song of the Open Road. Last time we had read the full poem and we had also read about the introduction of the poet. So this is your poem Song of the Open Road. Afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road, healthy free the world before me. The long brown path before me, leading wherever I chose. Afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. So when I take to the open road, he says, afoot, he's walking on the road. And light-hearted, when he says light-hearted, the poet is free from any worries, any tensions. He has not expectations. Any expectations in his mind. He has no worries, he has no tension. He is light-hearted, very happy and cool in your words. So light-hearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free the world before me. And how the world is. How the poet describes the world before him is healthy and free. So free means like him, without any worries, without any tensions. Means, as the poet is positive, he is looking at the world as also positive. So healthy, free, the world is healthy means he's not saying physically, or he's not concerned about the health. So healthy means again the very mature word, free from tensions or worries and prejudices, etc. So as his mind is in the same way, the world is also, he is looking at the world in the same way. Long brown path, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. So he has decided, he has set his mind that he is going to travel, he is going to the journey, and he himself has selected the brown path. That path is brown. The color also signifies something. See, the brown. He is not saying the green path, or he is not saying the beautiful path. He says the brown path. So I think brown here may stands for the truth, the practical. So may not always as we expect, as we dream, that the world is very beautiful and the green. Yes, the world is beautiful and green. But the road we have taken, the travel, the journey on which we are going is not always pleasant. There may be some difficulties, some problems, some obstacles on our way. So that's why he may signifies he may have taken this word, the brown path. And how the path is long. So it's very long means you must have the patience also where you are going to travel. So you must have the patience to reach at your destination. You should be very patient enough. So the long brown path before me, leading wherever I chose. Yes, this line is also telling you something. Leading wherever I chose. I chose. So I will select, I will decide where to go. So that is my journey, that is my travel, and I will decide my place, my destination. So this shows his confidence. Okay, these lines shows that how the poet is determined. He is confident and he is very peaceful and very balanced. So these 4 or 5 lines we have read. I hope you have understood these lines. Now let us move ahead. Henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. So he says henceforth. So because of these attitude, because of these qualities, he says, that's why I ask no good fortune. Here good fortune means good luck. So because he is free-minded, because he is open-hearted, because he has no expectations, because he has very strong, he is very strong, and so that's why he is not asking any good luck from anyone. He is not asking any compliments, or he doesn't need any compliments. So when he start to travel, I myself am good fortune. Why he doesn't need any good fortune? Why he doesn't need any good luck? Because he believes that he himself is good fortune. He himself is good luck. So he is not depending. He is not depending for the good luck on others. Okay, he is not depending on others. कि अरे ये हुआ इसलिए, ये नहीं आया इसलिए मैं नहीं गया, और इसने ये कहा इसलिए मैंने पोस्टपोन किया. सो इन दिस वे ही डजंट वांट टू डिपेंड एनीवन. ओके, किसी के ऊपर उसको डिपेंड होना भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. सो इसीलिए वो कहता है कि आई माई सेल्फ एम गुड फॉर्चून एंड ही डजंट नीड एनी गुड फॉर्चून. Henceforth I whimper no more. Whimper means making series of sad or weak cries. He is not whimpering, he is not complaining. तो प्रॉब्लम्स तो है, डिफिकल्टीज तो है लाइफ में, बट वाई टू कंप्लेन? बिकॉज देयर इज नो यूज टू कंप्लेन. ही डजंट लाइक टू कंप्लेन. ओके, कोई लोग रहते हैं कंप्लेनिंग नेचर के, कुछ भी बोलो कंप्लेनिंग ही रहते हैं, हमेशा रोते हुए रहते हैं, क्राइंग फेस में ही रहेंगे. सो दे विल ऑलवेज सी द अदर साइड ऑफ द लाइफ, दे विल ऑलवेज सी द अदर साइड ऑफ द थिंग कि ये पॉसिबल नहीं, ये नहीं हो सकता है, कंप्लेनिंग. सो ही सेज दैट I whimper no more. See, the people who are mature, the people who are experienced, they never complain. They never expect, because they know how the world is. They know the people around them. Because if you expect, you will get unhappiness. You will get bad experiences. So why to expect from others? So he says, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. मैंने तय कर लिया है, I have to travel, I want to go on the journey, so I will not postpone and I will not depend on anyone. I am very confirm, I am very determined. So मैं postpone भी नहीं करूँगा, need nothing. Because I know I can do, I can manage my travel. I am very confident and determined. तो किसी की यहाँ पे ज़रूरत नहीं है उसको, वो कहता है. सो इट डज नॉट, किसी के हम जब बोलते हैं कि आई डोंट नीड एनीवन, तो ऐसा उसका केयरलेस एटीट्यूड नहीं है उसमें. कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आते हैं आप लोग हम मेरे साथ ट्रैवल पे, so you are welcome, but if you don't want to come with me, you are also welcome. So that's type of attitude the poet has developed here, you can see. So he says, okay, henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism. Done with मतलब हाँ मैंने सॉल्व किया है. I have solved my problems. What problems? The indoor complaints. The complaints, indoor complaints. There are many complaints. So from inner also I am complaining. What complaints? Indoor complaint means what? When you are comparing, कि हम भी कंप्लेन करते हैं अपने आप से, खुद से, पेरेंट्स से और भगवान से. So when you are done with all types of complaint, you are very calm. At that time you start to think. When you stop to complain, you start to think. So in this way he says, done with the complaints or libraries, querulous criticism. Querulous means also complaining. हमेशा जो आजू बाजू, querulous criticism means the people around you, they criticize you. कुछ भी आप करो, they will criticize you. Okay, so done with them. Don't pay attention to them. If the people around you, they are complaining, they are criticizing you, so just neglect them. And if there's something, complaints are there from within you, in your mind, you should also control them. Okay, so done with. The Walt Whitman says that I have solved with all my indoor complaints as well as the outside criticism. And libraries means what here? Libraries means the philosophical thoughts the writers has, all the poets, the different poets and the writers has put in their books, like that. these philosophical thoughts comes in the libraries. Means he does not want to bind himself in any philosophy. Okay, he does not want to bind himself in any philosophy, in any thought, because Walt Whitman thinks that the life is not life cannot, you cannot tie life with one thought. You cannot tie life with one thought, because there are many things, many angles to the life, and you should accept yourself. You should accept yourself. You have to change yourself according to the situation. So as I have heard somewhere the story of the seven blind, I will tell you one story. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, not to stick with any one philosophy. He is not sticking with any one philosophy. It means ऐसे मुझे एक स्टोरी याद आती है कि seven blinds, there are seven blind people who want to know how the elephant is. So one blind is standing near the ear of the elephant, and one blind person stands near the leg of the elephant. Other one is standing near the tail of the elephant. In this way, there's one is standing near the trunk of the elephant. So everyone thinks that the life is so, or the elephant is like the ear. Okay, किस एक जो जिसने उसको ईयर को छुआ है उसको लगता है कि एलिफेंट कैसा है, सूप जैसा रहता है, सूप ली कहते हैं ना, उसके जैसा रहता है. जिसने पैर को छुआ है उसको लगता है एलिफेंट कैसा है रहता है, पिलर की तरह, एज अ पिलर. दूसरा जो पूंछ को छूता है उसको भी अलग लगता है कि उसको एलिफेंट इज लाइक अ स्नेक, उसको लगता है. जो ट्रंक को ऐसे, इन दिस वे एवरी ब्लाइंड पर्सन इज थिंकिंग इन डिफरेंट वे, कि इसको ये लगता है एलिफेंट ये है, एलिफेंट वो है, लेकिन ऐसा है कि एलिफेंट नहीं. टुगेदर when together it comes, it becomes the elephant. So life is also like that. Life सिर्फ एक पैर नहीं है, लाइफ सिर्फ एक कान नहीं है, लाइफ सिर्फ एक पार्ट नहीं है, लाइफ इज टुगेदर. सो कोई भी एक फिलोसॉफी हमारी लाइफ को डिफाइन नहीं कर सकता है. सो यू शुड नॉट बी स्टिक विथ एनी वन फिलोसॉफी. So that's why here I want to explain what is libraries. So I had given you the example of this story कि life भी ऐसा एक जैसी नहीं है. तो you should be very flexible. You should be flexible to understand what is life. You should be flexible how to experience the life. You should be flexible to accept the life. Sometimes means how कितने सारे डेफिनेशंस आप करेंगे लाइफ के, बहुत सारे डेफिनेशंस कर सकते हैं. तो इसीलिए वॉल्ट विटमन इज वेरी फ्री टू एक्सेप्ट एनी डेफिनेशन इन द लाइफ. सो यहाँ पे इसीलिए ही वो कहता है कि आई हैव डन विथ ऑल द इंडोर कंप्लेंट्स एंड लाइब्रेरीज, careless criticisms, strong and content I travel the open road, the earth that is sufficient, strong and content. How his attitude is towards the life, how he looks to the life, very strong, and his content means satisfied. He is with the complaint free. He has no complaint means very satisfied and very flexible, ready to accept the challenges, problems, difficulties, obstacles, sudden changes, and many more things, different situations. He is ready to accept everything. So he says he's strong and content. I travel the open road. The earth is sufficient to give me different experiences. So here you will see how the line has is started. यहाँ पे line कैसे start होती है? Strong and content. I travel the open road. यहाँ पे I बाद में आता है. So this is one figure of speech. उसको कहते हैं inversion. Okay? Inversion कहते हैं जिसमें the sentence is not started with I, but somewhere between यहाँ पे आता है I. So the earth is sufficient. So let us move to the next part of the poem. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. So here the important word is constellations. See, when you are I will not say that when we will study the poem. Poem is to be enjoyed actually. poem is to be read. Actually, all the literature is to read and is to be read and to take something on that. So whenever you are doing that, you must concentrate on the new words, new and different words. You must note down them, so that you can get the different, in the different context they mean different, and you can use them in actual your active vocabulary. So constellations here. Constellation means what? Fate or destiny, luck जिसको हम कहते हैं, या इन्फ्लुएंशियल ग्रुप. इन्फ्लुएंशियल ग्रुप मतलब क्या? हर किसी का इन्फ्लुएंशियल ग्रुप रहता है. फॉर एग्जांपल अपने फ्रेंड्स होंगे, अपने पेरेंट्स रिलेटिव्स. सो दिस ग्रुप, दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप, इसमें से कोई तो कोई हम पे इन्फ्लुएंस करने वाला ग्रुप रहता है. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम टीनेजर्स आप हो तो आपके फ्रेंड्स ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं आपके ऊपर. सो ही सेज, लेकिन वॉल्ट विटमन उसके परे गए हैं सब. वॉल्ट विटमन जैसे कि कोई साधु रहता है, जैसे कि कोई संत रहता है, महात्मा रहता है, ही डज नॉट नीड एनीथिंग. जैसे कि हमने फर्स्ट हाफ पार्ट में भी देखा है कि वॉल्ट विटमन डज नॉट वांट टू डिपेंड ऑन एनीवन, ही डज नॉट वांट टू, ही डजंट एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम एनीवन. सो साधु और संत महात्मा ऐसे ही रहते हैं जैसे वॉल्ट विटमन यहाँ पे थियरी बोल रहा है, जैसे वॉल्ट विटमन कहता है. ही डज नॉट नीड एनी कॉन्स्टलेशंस. तो ऐसे किसी भी लक की, ऐसे किसी भी इन्फ्लुएंशियल लोगों की उसको ज़रूरत नहीं. वो कहता है आई डू नॉट वॉन्ट द कॉन्स्टलेशंस एनी नियरर, आई नो दे आर वेरी वेल वेयर दे आर. तो ऐसे इन्फ्लुएंस करने वाले लोग हैं. हमारे एज में भी हमारे आइडॉल रहते हैं कि हमको उसको जैसा बनना है, ऐसे भी इन्फ्लुएंस करने वाले लोग रहते हैं. तो ये एक फेज़ है. लेकिन 1000 में एक या 1000 में एक, 10,000 में एक ऐसा रहता है कि जिसको कोई भी आइडल की ज़रूरत नहीं रहती. बिकॉज ही वॉन्ट टू बिकम हिमसेल्फ. उसको खुद को ही बनना है, खुद ही रहना है, खुद को ही डेवलप करना है. सचिन तेंदुलकर जैसा बनना है या लता मंगेशकर जैसा बनना है, ही नो. ऐसे कुछ लोग रहते हैं कि दे डोंट वांट टू कंपेयर देमसेल्फ विथ एनीवन. खुद को कंपेयर करना नहीं चाहते, बिकॉज दे हैव देयर ओन डिफरेंट आइडेंटिटी, सेपरेट आइडेंटिटी. सो लाइक दैट वॉल्ट विटमन सेज कि मुझे कोई कॉन्स्टलेशंस की ज़रूरत नहीं है, जहाँ पे वो है वहाँ पे वो ठीक है. ओके, ही सेज आई नो दे आर वेरी वेल वेयर दे आर. जहाँ पे वो है वहाँ पे ठीक है. आई नो दे सफाइज फॉर दोज हु बिलोंग टू देम. सो दे सफाइज मीन्स दे आर इनफ. जिसको वो बिलोंग करते हैं, कुछ लोगों की उनको ज़रूरत रहती है, द इन्फ्लुएंशियल पीपल. यस, समटाइम्स इन द सम वे किसी को फॉर सम पीपल उनको इन्फ्लुएंस करने की इन्फ्लुएंस करने वाले लोग चाहिए रहते हैं, बिकॉज समटाइम्स दे गाइड देम. तो उनके लिए वो काफ़ी है. ओके, दे आर, उनके लिए वो काफ़ी है इन्फ्लुएंस करने के लिए. I don't need them, he says. Walt Whitman says that he doesn't need any person, any people, any individual to influence him. Still here I carry my old delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them wherever I go. So he says, still here I carry my old delicious burden. Delicious burden stands for sweet memories. So he says that he doesn't need any constellations, he doesn't need any influencing people, but still he says that I am carrying old sweet memories with me. So there is past with him that he cannot avoid. He cannot separate himself from the past, because that past contains very sweet and very loving, sweet and very close memory to his heart. I still carry. तो उसके बावजूद वो कहता है he doesn't need any consolation. उसके बावजूद वो कहता है कि I कैरी ओल्ड मेमोरी, मतलब वो खुद को जुदा नहीं कर सकता है, कुछ मेमोरीज के साथ रहता है. आई कैरी देम मैन एंड वीमेन, तो मैं अभी भी कैरी करता हूँ. आई हैव विद देम, आई हैव दोज मेमोरी इन माई हार्ट. आई कैरी देम वेर एवर आई गो, जहाँ पे जाता हूँ. आई स्वेयर इट इज़ इम्पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू गेट रिड ऑफ देम. आई स्वेयर आई कैन नॉट बी सेपरेट विद देम. इट इज़ इम्पॉसिबल फॉर मी कि आई वॉन्ट टू आई एम फ्री, अदरवाइज आई एम वेरी फ्री फ्रॉम एवरीथिंग. I am very free from foundations and the philosophy and everything, but I cannot separate myself from these sweet old memories. So he says, I am filled with them and I will feel them in return. So them stands for these memories. These people, these friends, maybe the friends, the loving people, maybe the parents, their memories. He does not want to forget them. He does not want to forget them. He carries them. He says sweet burdens. Actually, it is not like burden for him. It is sweet. So whatever the people are very close to him, so he says that they are delicious burdens. Their memories are delicious burdens for him. So he says that I am filled with them. उनकी memories से मैं मेरा मन I am filled. I am very filled means यहाँ पे filled means यहाँ पे I am satisfied. I am very happy with the memories and I will make them happy. I will also make them happy and satisfied. जैसे कि उनकी मेमोरी की वजह से मैं satisfied हूँ. I am filled with them and I will feel them in return. So this is the human. This is the symbol of human. Even though throughout the poem, Walt Whitman says that he doesn't need anyone, he doesn't expect anyone, he don't want to depend on anyone, he don't want to be influenced by any people. But still, there are few people, there are few individuals very close to his heart that he cannot forget them. He has their memories always with him. So this is the symbol of human. So that's why we are human, because we have heart, and because we like people, we love people. So they are very close to us. Some relations are very precious. So that's why he wants to take care of them, and he does not want to get rid of them. Okay, so they are very, very important for these relations. These memories are very important for Walt Whitman. So in this way, the song of the open road, the poem here ends. So see how the last 2 lines or 2-3 lines, they give you a very different thought than the previous one. So मुझे लगता है कि ये पोएम पढ़कर आपको वॉल्ट विटमन की पर्सनैलिटी के बारे में भी थोड़ा सा पता चला है. सो हिज क्वालिटीज़ एंड हिज वे टू लुक एट द लाइफ. सो आई विल सजेस्ट यू कि आपको करना क्या है, एक बार फिर से पोएम पढ़नी है. ओके, एंड ट्राई टू राइट द मीनिंग्स ऑफ द वर्ड्स. ओके, और सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट, जैसे मैंने बोला, इंट्रोडक्शन रीड करते वक्त सेकेंड पैराग्राफ में हम जब रीड करते हैं तो सेकेंड पैराग्राफ इज टेलिंग यू मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स अबाउट द पोएम. सेकेंड पैराग्राफ जो रहता है इंट्रोडक्शन का, उसमें पोएम के बारे में बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स डिस्कस किए जाते हैं. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं यहाँ पे अभी रुकती हूँ. नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं आपको फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच के बारे में एप्रिसिएशन, आई विल try to give you the appreciation and figures of speech in the poem. So here I will stop. Take care all of you. Thank you.